In Islam, cheating is avoidable. Yes. As a Muslim, you can avoid cheating on your partner. Yes. I'm going to explain and I'm going to tell you guys a short story. But before that, I want to tell you that I am not the too religious type of a girl. Far, far from it. I am not all of that. But you see, sometimes we have to talk about the beauty of something. And today I want to talk about the beauty of Islam. So stay with me and listen. Yes, maybe some other day we're going to have the conversation about men. But today I'm talking about the women. So you can avoid cheating on your partner as a Muslim, as a lady, you can avoid cheating on your partner. Now let me explain. There are some things that are haram in Islam. Yes. And there are some things that are halal in Islam. One of the things that are haram in Islam is you dressing indecently. The way I'm dressing now is haram. You shaking hands with the opposite gender is haram. Kissing somebody you are not married to is haram. Hugging someone you are not married to is haram. Yes, I can go on and on. So I've established this. Now follow me. This is my story. I went to a conference about 6, 7 years ago, and one of the speaker in that conference happens to be somebody I follow on all the social media platform. I'm such a huge fan of his crafts, and I follow him on all social media platforms. I've also seen this person in some other conference seminars, and there was a day he followed me on IG. And I remember that day he followed me on IG happens to be the day I went to cover a particular seminar, and I was putting on my merch, Lima photography merch, and that particular merch that day has my phone number on it, right? For people that know me back then. Now, I think that was where he got to follow me. So he followed my photography account on IG, and sometimes he liked my post and all of that. So, I'm, I'm also a big fan, remember? So there was this particular conference I met him, and he happens to be one of the speaker. Fortunately for me that day, he was able to recognize me. That's a win for me, right? He was able to recognize me, was able to put a name on my face. And that makes me feel like, oh wow. I mean, that's a level of intentionality right there. So I'm like, oh, I'm such a huge fan. I like your craft. I like your this. I like your that. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, he likes my craft as well. He's such a big fan as well. The fact that I'm a female photographer, blah 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 blah. And then he extended his hands to give me a hug. Oh God. At that point, now this man happens to be one of those men that gives a very long hug. But me, I like men that smells like $1 billion. Like I like men that smells good. I didn't want to leave him that day. Now, somebody that don't know that we are not an item would see us hugging that day and we think that we have something going on. Like that hug was intense. That's what I mean. Now, bringing it back to you can avoid cheating. If I was if I was the type that was rooted in my religion, right? If I was the type that prioritized my modesty as a Muslimah, do you know that even if he extend a hand, I won't shake him. Even if he extends to hug me, I won't shake him or hug him back. Did you know? Like if I was really rooted in what I was practicing, I wouldn't shake him, right? But me shaking him or me hugging him, I spent another scenario. I want to believe I'm communicating with adult child. But me hugging him for that long, I've created another scenario in my head. If he asks me out later that night, or if he asks me on a date, I'm definitely going to go. Yeah, except you are deceiving yourself. I'm going to go, right? So I'm just like really picturing it that if I was the type that was extremely rooted in my religious belief, I wouldn't even have shake hands in the first place, talk less of hugging him, right? I wouldn't even have gone this far. So that's what I'm saying that as a lady, you can actually they are avoidable. That's the point. You can be tempted, but they are avoidable. Those temptations too are avoidable. And these are things that leads to cheating because, in my own opinion, cheating starts from the mind. You get what I mean? So if I'm just really thinking out loud and I'm speaking for all those young girls out there that believes that their fathers are punishing them by telling them put on your hijab, do this. I mean, all of those things doesn't mean that you not still turns out to be the bad good girl, right? But there are some certain things that you would not do if you are a genuine Christian or a genuine Muslim. You will not do it, regardless of all the pressures, and you will not. So that's the context I want to give to my claim that cheating is actually avoidable if you are a Muslim. And the fact that I start from the mind. Also, to add this point, when I say cheating start from the mind, sometimes men are moved easily by what they see, right? So if you come out dressing indecently and we can't make excuse for them. I'm just saying that these people are quite stimulated by what they see. And remember that in Islam, it is haram to dress indecently. Do you understand? Now imagine that you did not dress indecently. There's nobody to turn on. There is nobody to turn on. This can be right. See, that's why people start coming for my head. Two truths can coexist. Whether I think I'm wrong or right, two truths can coexist. And that's like one of the best way I can explain it using that story. But like I said, thank God he didn't ask me out on a date that night because if he had asked me out on a date that night, I'd have probably gone on a date with him. And then what next on the menu? You get what I mean? So that's it really. So you can actually avoid cheating. That's the point of contention here.